good evening, wherever you're watching WI TV. It's another edition of News Review. I am Odunayo at Deliri. And with me in the studio this morning,
I'm Ambassador Rochimodilo. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching WI TV. Please make sure you keep on watching WI TV.
Please like, subscribe, and share to your loved ones as well. They can enjoy what you're enjoying. Thanks to all our viewers out there. We're all staying glued to WI TV. And we appreciate our sponsor, Nokba About. This is News Review, where we'll bring news that made it to the top. Then we talk on the ones we should talk about, but we will not be the only one talking. You can drop your own comments in the comment section. Let's rub minds together. So on Punch newspaper this morning, we have hunger protest, 17 feared killed as firms, others count huge losses. Tinubu will address Nigeria's challenges, Oyo APC leaders tells youth. WhatsApp exits threat and attempt to sway public opinion, says FCCPC. Protest not solution to Nigeria's problem, says ex-Zamfara Governor Yari. On Vanguard newspaper, we have protest, 14 killed as Yobe, Kano, Bono declares curfew. Protest, no instruction to tamper with network connectivity, Minister. PDP primary, Tambuwal didn't inform of his withdrawal for Atiku, Saraki. On Daily Post newspaper, we have hashtag end bad governance, Nigeria's police on red alert as they warn protest turns bloody. Igbo must go call reckless, divisive, Governor Sanwo-Olu disowns promoters. And August 1st protest, Daniel Bwala tackles Tinubu's ministers, APC governors over silence. These are the news that made it to the top today. So the first one we'll be talking about today is kind of Tinubu will address Nigeria's challenges, Oyo APC leaders tells youth. I don't know why they are just coming out now to tell us that Tinubu is going to address Nigeria's problem.
Yes, I wonder where the statement is coming out from. I saw it in the news this morning. When I saw it, I was so baffled that Wike could move to the extent of paying a visit to the President of the Federal Republic
of Nigeria
at the Aso Rock Villa yesterday. And I believe this set of people that are together with the President or are working with the President are the most they are the problem that the Nigerians are having today. Okay. I could remember vividly when Jonathan was out of office. Okay. He came out to say it. He said it then that the problem he has that he trusted those people that he was sending out to go and bring the feedback of what the people are saying.
It is what they bring to him that
he's going to work on. If those people that are working with him really comes back and say, oh, Nigerians are suffering, no. In fact, they are not interested or they are not happy with this administration. I believe it would have changed. Now, this set of people, most especially Wike in Abuja, I don't know who has given Wike that power to the extent in which Wike had to come out and say there's no protest in Abuja. What pained me most in this APC government was that they had to sponsor some set of people, giving them 5,000 naira. We all saw it online. Anti-protesters that, okay, go and protest against those people that are protesting on hashtag end bad governance, that you people were not hungry. You see that energy and that money that you are giving out to those people to come and protest against those people that are protesting against your government. I believe that energy is being channeled to our refinery in Nigeria. Since all this while, for the past 1 year of your administration, I believe things would have been getting better by now. My
question to Oyo APC leaders is, why is it now that Tinubu will address Nigeria's problem? Why has he not addressed Nigeria's problem the past 1 year in office?
What paid me most was that about 4 days ago, we all saw it in the news, where these ministers, the senators, the rep, running letters, holding a section of an emergency meeting, see how they are going to cajole in Nigeria. One of their cajole was, I don't know when they suddenly turned to a magicians, our senators. One of their cajole was that you have come out after the meeting they say what they discussed in the meeting was that they have opened an outlet all over Nigeria in a single day. An outlet all over Nigeria.
Where rice will be sold for
40,000 naira. And the address of those outlets was not put in place, was not showcased to the whole Nigerians for us to know. Do they really believe that we are waffles? Automatically, this set of people knows what they are doing. They are just their aims and objective was to inflict pays on the whole Nigeria. Even if you are going there to gain the money that you have spent during the election, I believe it should be little by little, not once and for all.
A group of prominent leaders in Oyo State has appealed to the youth in the state to reconsider the planned protest against President Bola Tinubu's administration, scheduled for August 1st to August 10, 2024. The leaders, all former federal lawmakers, met with youth leaders of the All Progressives Congress, student leaders, and other critical stakeholders on Wednesday at the party's permanent secretariat in Okeado, Ibadan. Among the leaders were Kola Oleraji, Muraina Ajibola, Dapolam Adeshino, Sunday Adepojo, and Shegun Odebomi. The meeting, according to them, was to sensitize members of the APC on the potential ills of the planned protest and to discuss the state of the nation. These anti-protesters that you talked about, a video came on social media, and the video is still going viral now, where one of the anti-protesters was actually asked a question. You know, it will get to a stage whereby there is no how you do it. You cannot hide your pain.
Exactly.
You just must voice your pain.
The guy said he's in pain.
No, the guy even held the placard. He was putting on a black shirt. The guy held the placard, said, "This is a peaceful protest, but we are saying that we are hungry. Somebody was asking him beneath that, what are you saying?
What are you saying?
We were here to...
He has forgotten what he was being paid for.
He
At the
forgot
end of
his
the day,
script.
they promised them 5,000 naira. At the end of the day, they were giving 2,000 naira. Now look at what happened in Abuja yesterday. Almost 4 civilian bus was full loaded of thugs to come and dispatch those that are coming out to protest for their right. I saw what police did in Lagos on their way to, the secretariat. What police did. In fact, I so much have respect for them, for their commander that brought them out, because one of the protesters came out that what we are doing today is for the benefit of even the
everybody.
Because those senators, most of the senators, there are some that are not well educated than those policemen that turns to their holiday. Some senators will be at their house, who is not even up to your age, sleeping in the night while you policeman was standing outside watching over the lives of the senator. At the end of the day, the senator will sit down within an hour, embezzle billions of naira while you were being given stipends at the end of the month, and you be set of people were those people that were even being used against those that are coming out to fight for your rights.
You know, I love one thing about these people that came out for the protest. Though we've heard news that some people had died, we've heard news that some people are being hospitalized due to what actually happened. But I love the fact that some youth are actually courageous enough to stand and voice their mind. And why am I saying this? A viral video went online yesterday when a police officer, I think it was Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, that was trying to address the youth. And they were telling, we are here to protect you. The spokesperson for the youth that came for the protest said, you are trying to protect us. We came with just placards. And you came with tear gases and guns, ammunitions. Now who is trying to cause violence between the two of us?
A fair conscience accusation. If you are there to protect, you saw what happened in Kenya. Most of the policemen, even all of the policemen that were out there to despite the protesters, they were just there with their smoke guns. They were not there with AK-47. They were not. A
lady yesterday did a video while she escaped from the tear gas that was used against them at Abuja. Yesterday, lady putting on an hijab. The lady was like, she was crying. Not that she was crying, but her eyes were red due to the smoke and all that. I was like, these people just came to show their concerns, their grief, their heart pain.
Wike thought that Abuja is also a river state. Even in river state, thank God for similar is that came out to address the protesters yesterday. In fact, the protester did something that really amazes me, of giving an attention to similar Ifubara. Automatically, they might have known who is wrong and who is right within Wiki and similar Ifubara. I believe they yield. Yeah, I saw it. They yielded to what Fubara told them yesterday. Now in Abuja, Wiki had to sponsor some set of elements, miscreant. How long are we going to continue like this in the country? How did we get to that stage of voting the godfather of a talks into a certain position? Look at what happened in America, in the history of America. Look at what happened when Donald Trump was fired.
When he was shot during the campaign.
The following day, I think that present day, Joe Biden came out to say, okay, they had to launch a thorough investigation on
the person that
incident, because no life should be taken for granted in America.
Okay.
That's why the fact that they were in an opposition party, they still cherish life. If you see the way this set of people handles animal attack, you think as if, if God has created me an animal.
I would have loved to end up in America.
To end up in America. Now in Nigeria, where our leaders don't cherish life, all because of their selfish interests, what they are going to acquire. And most of the, look at what happened some days back, while somebody came on the internet analyzing most of our senators, most of our reps. Can you imagine most of them has traveled out of the country?
They are not presently in Nigeria.
Security personnel has been withdrawn based on the shortage of the policemen that they were having all over the country. Most of them have traveled out. Some senators have traveled out. Some governors have traveled out. If those countries that they travel to were not put in place,
where would they run to?
Where would they run to? Now, after when the whole team might have died, you will now have the God to come back to Nigeria and say you still want to come and lead those set of people that you left in disarray.
It's so funny that we run to them, they don't run to us. What do we have to even offer them that will make them say they want to come to this? Our health sector is bad. Infrastructure, zero.
The roads are bad.
Food, zero. Electricity,
no good
zero.
Health care. And when they are sick now, before you get to know, they will tell you there's some certain amount of money have been set from the state post or from the federal level, from the federal post that the president has traveled out to take care of this. Now, if I'm sick, where will I travel to?
I travel to my house, indoor. Still on the end bad governance protest, Nigeria police on red alert as they want protest turns bloody. Like when I was seeing this news yesterday, I was heartbroken.
Yes.
In Borno, Kano.
The way you were heartbroken was also the way I was heartbroken. Let me tell you this. I don't know when it comes to the judiciary duty to specify the kind of location
where the protest is
where
going
protesters are going to stand, where the protest is going to hold. I could remember vividly when during the period, I do say it, if you do good on this channel, we are going to tell you to do
obviously
good. If you do bad, we tell you do bad, and if we say you do bad, at the end of the day, you are grumbling within yourself. You are just grumbling because whatever you do today will surely speak for your tomorrow. When Jonathan was on board, when Jonathan was the president of this country, Jonathan has never restricted where protesters are going to stand. Protest hold where in a location
as long as you do not destroy the property.
Destroy the property. So I don't know. That is you see, these are some of the reasons why the youth came out and say, okay, our judiciary system is bad. Because when an election is being held now, what happened? If they say somebody is a loser, they will say let's go to court. The person that was a loser will say let's go to court because
it is
they believe when they get to court, they have bought the conscience of the judge, some of the judges, because they know that the judgment is going to be in their favor.
For somebody to tell you, let's go to court, obviously, he's in control of the person that is sitting down.
Now, the IGP is coming out now to place the officer on red alert. I didn't be here, told the officer, please, allow the protesters to move to wherever they want. And if any protester is going beyond this boundary,
once you see that they start destroying lives and properties, so there are some measures they can take.
There's no need of blocking protesters of marching down the street, demanding for a right. They are also working for you people. Now look at what happened last year. We saw it on the social media while an army official that was inside the Sambisa forest for a good 9 months came out to say, okay, well, collected the pass of going out there to see his family, to pay a visit to his family.
When he got to the park,
getting to the car party, later discovered that his to and fro fare is going to cost nothing less than 100,000 naira to and fro, and his salary was just 50,000 naira. The man came out to express his feeling. The man who has been in the Sambisa forest working for the peace, day and night for the peace of the country. Somebody will just sit down. You saw what Akpabio said, that for you to enable for you to be able to enjoy your holiday, a token has been sent to your account.
A prayer point.
At the end of the day, he later came out that a prayer point. Somebody was inside the Sambisa forest working for the unity of the country, working for the safety of the country, working for the peace and the stability of this country, was being given 50,000 naira at the end of the day, at the end of the month. While some senator will just sit down, his sitting allowance will be up to how many millions of naira? His salary, his take away home, his wardrobe allowance at the end of the day. The senator that knows nothing about carrying arms.
When they said they reduced their salary by 50%,
what will that one do?
My first thing I said is,
what will that one do? Let me tell you, it's easier said than done. All those money now. When the president came in, the first announcement, without choosing any partner, without electing any minister, the first announcement was the fuel subsidy is gone. When the fuel subsidy is gone,
and it came into implementation immediately.
Yes, within 2 months they came out. After 2 months of his inauguration, he came out to say, okay, they have been able to save 1 trillion naira out of the first subsidy
money. What did you use it for?
That was supposed to be used for the first subsidy money. Now that 1 trillion naira, it's only the figure we had. What do they use the money for? The refinery are still there, promising both day and night that the refineries are going to work. A single man command the refinery. That was Dangote. Yeah. Now Dangote is coming out. You know what they did to Dangote?
NNPC, they're
coming out that Dangote crying on national TV that we had to call the NNPC that they should come and buy his refinery because of what they have been doing to
the oil mafias.
Now, they ordered the NNPC to sell crude oil for Dangote at Naira rate. Then Dangote should also sell at Naira rate. What happened to our refinery? That 1 trillion naira, what was the money you used for? At the end of the day, we kept on hearing. They kept on borrowing every day. 3 days ago, there was a rally section.
Okay.
At the Red Chamber,
okay,
where the lawmaker was divided against each other. What happened? Because they wanted to increase their borrowing rate from 15% to 25%. While some of the Senate opposition party said this thing should come down. That was the reason why they divided against each other. With what the country are facing, I don't know how some set of people will still so low to the extent of passing a bill saying, okay, what is left for them? They don't even think of what the Nigerians are going through. What is left for them was that to increase the borrowing rate.
So Nigeria Inspector General of Police, IGP Kaode Egbeto, on Thursday night decried the dimensions of the ongoing end bad governance protest in the country. Daily Post report that Nigerians across many states and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Abuja, took to the streets as they commenced on earlier announced 10-day protest against hardship in the country. However, the first day of the protest witnessed widespread violence and lootings across major cities, with many protesters reported dead. The major points were in Kano, Borno, Yobe, Kaduna, Gombe, Bauchi, FCT Abuja, Niger, Jigawa, and Nasarawa states. Some of the states have already imposed curfew in a bid to contain the situation. Addressing the press conference, the IGP, who knocked the promoters of the protest for being nowhere around to lead it, urged them to end it. He said the security agencies had been vindicated in their earlier intelligence that the protest would turn violent. According to him, it is with a great sense of responsibility that I address you this evening. You will recall that upon several indications by various groups of their intent to commence a nationwide protest on 1st August 2024, we rolled out several warnings based on actionable intelligence at our disposal, indicating that some groups were mobilizing our youth for violent protests with intent to create anarchy in the country. Should I say those in government do not know about those that hijacked the protest?
Let me tell you this. You saw it in one of our news 3 days ago, okay, why some set of element talks came out in this Lagos state to be telling people not to come out to protest.
Yeah.
And this set of people are their political loyalists.
Yeah.
And we have them, let me tell you this, the person we voted in to be the governor or to be the president of the state is using political talks. What will happen?
Everybody will use political talks.
Everybody will use political talks. At the end of the day, you said you are curbing crime. How do you want to curb crime? Look at what happened in Igbo land. I so much love the Igbos. What happened? If you see a little boy, a child of 5 years from the eastern part of the country,
okay,
all he's thinking about his life is how to
make money. Yes. They
are training their children on businesses.
And to survive alone.
Why Yoruba are training their children to become thugs? Because they believe whenever there is chaos in this face of the country, they really want to go out. They call them Eruku.
You know, it pains me most that these people's children are nowhere to be found when it comes to creating problems in Nigeria. Even till now, their children are not in Nigeria.
Yes, but exactly.
By now, I believe we should have wisened up.
They are not. They will never wise up. Not until when they died by their political master, but by the message that their political master is sending them. Automatically, if they are going to die, they will push them. If they could go to the extent of hiring a forced civilian boss to go against those people that are people that are on the street having their peaceful protests. And this set of people that are coming out, forgetting that this set of people that are sending them out there, their children are not in Nigeria. They are all abroad studying there. At the end of the day, when their children study, you grow old and the children will come back home, you now become their gate man, you become their drivers.
For those that are joining us, Afis Oyeniran Alabi said, well done. Even Mukahil said, well done, ma. Adegboyi Ahmed. Hope he has taken his drugs. I don't know who you are referring to, but I hope he has. The last but not the least, he says, protest not solution to Nigeria's problem, says ex-Zamfara Governor Yari. Then what is the solution to Nigeria's problem?
The governor should have come out since all this while where Nigeria has been crying on social media there is hunger in the land, and call the federal government, the ruling party, into order that the solution to the problem is how do you address food inflation, how do you address naira inflation. Every blessed day, each day that passes by, we kept on hearing the hike in fuel price, the hike in food price, and the president is not coming out to address this issue. Some people are selling their petrols, the PMX, they are selling for 850, some are selling for 750, some are selling for 1,000, some are selling for 1,500. And I believe those of your ministers, most of your ministers would have heard about this, and they are not coming out to do anything about it. You believe Nigerians they are just animals that you can just treat anyhow. So now the ex-governor is coming out. What is the solution to the problem of Nigeria? If this set of people are not coming out to protest, I believe this would have been going. If they are not coming out, they don't hear the rumors that they are going to be a mass protest August 1. This set of people will not be coming together looking for lasting solution to end the hunger in the land. To end the hunger in the land is not by giving people palliative. Look at what happened. I think it was in Edo State yesterday, where I saw the video that went viral that most of the truck of rice that was being sent to some states have received their own. They had to go and hit those trucks. People had to discover those trucks. You saw the video. Most of us saw the video that went viral on social media. Why some of the palliatives that we were giving to this set of people were being rebranded. Even the man that was in charge was threatening the life of the man that was recording it. I
even saw one. The truck that was taking the rice, I think to the place to be, or the point of being shared, was throwing it from the boot while the vehicle was moving. It was throwing the rice. People were coming out from their vehicle to start taking it. This is not
the solution. The ex-governor is not coming out to say this is not the solution. The only solution, then I will keep on repeating this. If this APC ruling class, then when they were seeking our hand in a vote that we should vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, could go to the NCC or should go to the network provider, sending some text message to us, vote APC, vote this. I believe they can also go to CBN. Let them go and look for most of the accounts that naira is not flowing in. Money is not flowing in. From there, you can send 5,000. You came out, you said you have.
What would the 5,000 naira even do in this economy?
If they are still sending 5,000 naira each month and Nigerians are receiving, we know something is going on. But the solution to the problem of this nation, when the president announced fuel subsidy is gone, the next step was to fix the refinery. We have the crude oil here. Even some of those countries that don't have crude oil, that they bought crude oil from us, they refine their crude oil. The price of their crude oil is not up to what we are buying in Nigeria that owns the crude oil. Because NNPC have so much turned themselves into cabal. There are some set of miscreant elements that have turned themselves into cabal that they believe NNPC is their birthright. NNPC is their family inheritance. Yeah. Do you think this set of people will want Nigeria refinery to work? It is you that is the leader of the so-called country that will make it a mandatory force to enforce that the refinery works so fuel price can come down. When the fuel prices is being crashed, what happened? One of the presidents I respected most in the history of Nigeria was Yar'Adua. Unfortunately, it didn't last long.
Yeah. There's a saying in my dialect that says a good tree does not last long.
He was the first president that I have ever seen that brought the price of petrol down.
Olofin Olamitunji said, no be ex-governor Yari fault. Everything's still going on well with him. That is how he can come out to talk. Right, Alpha in Yemen. He said, I love Nigeria. I love Nigeria as well. Nobody's saying they hate Nigeria. But the people that are governing Nigeria are the problems that we have in Nigeria. Somebody said there is difference between Nigeria and Nigerians.
Let me tell you this. So, at times, I do tell them that don't put Nigeria matter
on your head.
As long as you will not put this countries matter on your head. It's just a motivational word.
The reason, this is you're on life.
Yes, I'm on life. Let me speak the truth and let the devil be ashamed. You see, let me tell you this. Don't put Nigeria matter on there. It's only because you got to your kitchen and you find foodstuffs. That is the only reason why you not put Nigeria matters on head. The only reason. Let me tell you.
No, like you are going back on your word.
Let me tell you this.
You always say, when I don't put Nigeria matter for it.
Alone in my house, you know, thank God for social media today that exposes a lot of things to us.
Okay.
When we are in the area of when people were using cellular, do you know how much it cost? When you see cellular in somebody's house, it was like, Olivia, see this man who using cellular. When will I get to that stage? Let me tell you this. When social media came, when we saw the development in some of the foreign countries, compared to what we have in Nigeria, most of our leaders go out there, travel out there, see some of those things. They saw it. They saw the development.
They enjoy it.
They enjoy it. Why can't them come back to this country and utilize it and see how they are going to make this country work? Look at Dubai. When Dubai started, as far, I think it was 1976. It was Obasanjo that was the president during when he was in the military. Okay. They came to Nigeria that Nigeria should partner with them to borrow their money. Obasanjo insisted, refused of borrowing their money to develop the country. They went around.
And they rallied around for their money.
Rallied around. At the end of the day, look at Dubai today. Most of our ministers, most of our past presidents, most of our past governors.
Where is Atiku? Where is Atiku?
They bought houses in Dubai. It's because they have a proper plan. Even though the foundation of this country has been failed, I believe some set of people will come in and put it into shame. A Rome is not built in a day. When the president came out to say, okay, I know there is hunger, there is a way you can manage hunger. How do you manage hunger?
Somebody said something on this show, I think it was on this TV yesterday, during the program or Rotula. He said, APC just got into power how many years ago? PDP has been on the seat for 16 years.
For 16 years.
I was looking at it, I was like,
let me come in. You see, a servant is not greater than his master.
Yeah.
There are some things that your master will know that you will not know. Now, let me put it to them. Nigeria is just a servant. The giant of Africa, that we are the giant of Africa does not mean we have the skills, we have the knowledge, we have the ability to lead the country.
Okay.
Let them go back to Burkina Faso.
6 months.
6 months. You said 1 year.
Sorry.
This is not 1 year. This is your 90th year of ruling.
1 year, 6 months.
APC. Because APC has been in power during the period of Muhammadu Buhari.
And he used 8 years.
And they spent 8 years. Now, your own Tinubu regime was...
You're already going to your 1 year, 6 months.
So, APC ruling this country is almost 9 years.
Right.
Let them go back to Burkina Faso.
And go and learn from him.
How he did it within 6 months that the whole country was at peace.
Right out for Yemen. They said 3 trillion from subsidy Abi with a question mark. With 10 billion, someone is building a refinery. So how many refineries can be built from 3 trillion? Mathematicians, oh yeah. So let's say our mathematicians in the house. I'm waiting for your comments in the comment section. How many refineries you can actually build with 3 trillion naira?
Don't mean well
for us.
They know what they are doing. Their own is just to go there and share because they believe any position they find themselves today, it is their turn to embezzle money. Some set of people have embezzled, forgotten that you can break that rule, you can break that record that during the period of social. Look at what Nelson Mandela did in the history of South Africa. The history will never be right off.
A senator representing Zamfara West Senatorial Zone, Alhaji Abdul Aziz Yari, has cautioned Nigerians against joining the planned nationwide protest which started Thursday, August 1st. Addressing a mammoth crowd in his country home at Talata Mafara on Wednesday, Senator Yari said the pockets of protest will not solve the country's problems, which according to him have been in existence for decades. He stressed that the protests would only worsen the situation as seen in many countries where such protests were carried out. Yari explained that the present economic predicament was not created by the administration of President Bola Tinubu as insinuated by some mischievous persons, insisting that rather matter, the administration inherited the accumulated problems from the previous government. And I am glad that from the previous government, his party was also part of the previous government.
Your party was the one that...
And you collected the baiting directly from your party.
What pains me most, during the period of Muhammad Buhari, you know, I just say it countless times. What our brother, Lai Mohammed, Mr.
Lai,
always did, always speaks on. Even he traveled out of the country to go and represent Nigeria. He kept on blaming the person. In fact, I don't know, it's a shame on them that you are a Nigerian.
Giving excuses.
Giving excuses, coming out, because I believe you might have worked. I could remember, though I'm not a fan of football. I remember vividly there was a year they played a football in this country where Nigeria was playing. Not in this country, Nigeria was out there playing. Or the coach that was employed then, you know, because I was not a football fan, I could not mention the name of the coach.
Okay.
During the
time,
the first half time, when they were playing, I think they were beating Nigeria almost 3-0. What happened? The coach, during the first half, the coach was lying down on the field, watching how those boys were playing, jotting some certain things. He was doing his visibility studies. Then, when they went on break, he had to call them. He told them everything he saw. The second half, what happened? Within 10 minutes, in fact, there was a retaliation. Nigeria won that ball based on good. I believe before you came on board, you said you have studied Nigerian problem. You know it. You have done your visibility study. Why is it that the visibility study you did that you brought on the face of the country, sir, now boomerang?
Would you want me to be sincere with you? With what he came out to say during the protest, there was no visibility study checked. I have served you long enough. It is my time to be served. So definitely, he did not come to say he wanted to come and solve Nigeria's problem. I just came to reap what I have sown. That is just what I can actually bring up from that.
Now they are reaping it because you could remember. And let me tell you this. Let's put it in place.
What goes around comes around.
In the history of Nigeria now, two protests that went...
Occupy Nigeria.
The two protests that went bloodily in the history of Nigeria happened
during their time. APC regime 2020 and now 2024. Just 4 years.
When Jonathan was there, the protest was being managed.
The senator expressed disgust that some people were trying to destroy the country by using the youth to protest against the federal government for selfish interest because the youth are not matured enough to actually see what is going on in Nigeria. But that's why they are able to use them. Yari stressed, I want to call on Nigerian youth to shun anything capable of destroying your country. You should not listen to those who are pushing you to set your country on fire.
The way they pushed them when they came out during Jonathan's regime.
They have a hidden agenda.
They are pushing the youth.
But by the grace of God, they will not succeed. I believe that
many youths have turned to Yahoo. Do you know it was Yahoo that reduces the crime rate in the face of
the cultism and all that?
That reduces it. Do you know how many graduates out there?
They're
out there. They are unable to find a job.
I hopped onto a bike one day. The bike man, the way we were talking, I was like, this person is not an illiterate. Sir.
The way he was talking.
Sir, I was forced to ask him.
We have many of them out there.
I was forced to ask him.
Riding keke marua, riding a motorcycle.
Sir, you speak good English. He said, I'm a graduate, second class upper. I was shocked. Biochemistry. I was shocked. How can a graduate of biochemistry end up riding bike? And it is in Nigeria whereby you study Yoruba, you end up being a bank accountant. Somebody that did not even go to you are not on the field.
Fashola was a lawyer, senior advocate of Nigeria.
But ended up as a minister of power.
I wonder, it was during Fashola regime that they came out that evil spirit is worrying electricity in Nigeria. That Nigerians should keep on praying for.
He said, I believe that President Bola Tinubu is working around the clock to make Nigeria a better country where everyone will be proud of. Senator Yari further explained that the federal government has carefully come up with several relief packages aimed at cushioning the effects of both the oil subsidy removal and the foreign exchange rate. Meanwhile, he assured the people of Zamfara State that he would redouble efforts in the provision of welfare packages. Don't forget Zamfara. Zamfara are going through a security crisis. Hoodlums go to their houses and just pick people at random.
You know what makes me happy?
What's that?
when the protest that went on in Castina yesterday, they had to go and bombard the ex-president house. Muhammadu Buhari house was bombarded yesterday.
Well, I was that though.
That he was one of those people that put, you might have.
I hope
he might have traveled.
Because with what is actually happening in Nigeria now, any politician that mistakenly jumps at these protesters now, they are ready to divorce such a person. So he called on all Nigerians to support the administration of President Bola Tinubu so that it will take the country to greater heights. And in some states, they did not just say end bad governance, they said Tinubu must go. For just a year. I believe we were supposed to wait for like 2 years, 3 years.
A year was like 14 years with what Nigeria went through. A year was like 14 years. Can you imagine? There was a day I wanted to travel to Abeokuta from Shagamu. I took the company's vehicle. I bought a fuel of 7,000 naira.
Okay.
I'm coming back. I got home successfully. Then I wanted to drive around the town. Immediately I got out from my house. What happened to the fuel?
Finished.
The vehicle stopped.
Fuel that you bought?
7,000 naira. Before the first subsidy was removed, 6,000 naira fuel was about 30 liters.
But now?
It was spent almost 3 days.
But now?
We used it for, but now, 30 liters was around 20,000 naira. Depends on the filling station you
are buying it from. All right, I believe Nigeria will work again. And for as many that are still out there, because some states already declared curfew for 24 hours, some states are still embarking on the protest. My candid advice is just, please be safe out there. Because these people, they are just like, what should I call it? This thing that takes away house, and my dialect is say Agbaraujo.
Like
they are just
that doesn't care if your building comes
they don't care. So you just
now that will not prevent your house of being.
Thank you so much. They are just out there. They want to frustrate efforts, but please make sure you are on the right path. Make sure nobody is using you against your will, and make sure nobody is using you against another person's will. Whatever you will be saying out there, make sure you are saying the truth. You are standing on your rights. I believe one day truth will prevail in Nigeria, and all of us will be vindicated one day. All right, I've come to the end of News Review today. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, on YouTube, on X accounts, on Instagram, on TikTok, at Wisdom Yard Online TV. You can join the WhatsApp community on 0701010854. We want to thank you all for staying glued to WYTV, and to all our those that joined us, right, Alpha Onyemenem, all of Yola Mitunji, Afiz Oyeni Ralabi, Ibu Mukai, Adegboye, Ahmed. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your contribution. And Nokpa about to say a very big thank you to you, Ambassador Riluwarotimi. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. So we'll come again on your screen on Monday. Be good and be fine. Bye for now.